Hey everyone, it's Michael Tiny Saul. It's May 2nd at 9:34 p.m. This is management of the stock trading watch list for the week of May 2nd, 2011. Before we get into the management of the list, I want to make an announcement. From now on, by 9 a.m. Eastern every trading day at this website, www.tinystmv.blogspot.com, I will be posting what's called the 9 a.m. update. Now, this is something that I'm going to be doing when my website finally launches, and it's going to be on a private blog community. But what it is if anything has changed since the time the video was put out and the opening, that's why it's by 9 a.m., so there's a half hour of leeway, then I'm going to post it there. Unfortunately, I did the watch list before the news came out about bin Laden being killed. So had I known that news before I did the watch list, I would have not put any longs on the watch list at a minimum and may have just waited a day before I put the list out. But unfortunately, I put the list out. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but we wound up losing 1.5 units on Monday, and we got a gain on Rediff that's offsetting some of it. So, but the point is that I would never put a list out, especially with longs, into such a euphoric news event. Okay, I don't like to go with those kind of gaps, and I wrote about that on the blog, how I'd be looking to fade it, etc. Now, I'd love to sit here and tell you I would have still kept Rediff on, but I don't know. I may have canceled the entire list. So, as long as I'm continuing to do the watch list on YouTube and anybody can have access to it, then I'm going to have to start putting this 9 a.m. Eastern update on the blog. If there's no update, then the video stands as is. But if there's an update, then there'll be adjustments. Okay? So let's go through the list. I have 2 new ones to put on, and a couple ones have gone away. So Rediff.com, REDF, was a 1569 entry. Moved stops to break even after a 70-cent gain was seen. We got the 70-cent gain, but we didn't get the 250 off. That would be down at 13.19. So it fell, it fell about 70 cents shy of that. So that's going to be the first target for this one, is going to be $2.50 from the 1569 entry. Stops are now break even. If the half off at 250 happens, then what we're going to do is we're going to move stops to lock $1.25 on the rest. Okay, that's if the 250 gain is seen. Move stops to lock $1.50 on the rest. Get rid of this, get rid of this, and we can add in stops are break even. Stops are break even now. Okay, so that is Rediff. That is the good news of the day. The second good news is China Biotics was actually up 10 cents. Didn't rip higher, but didn't get killed either. And now you can see the 50-day moving average is coming underneath, just like the 10 and the 20, so it may provide support if a dip does come. Still looking at 10.44 for the last piece. Stops are still $9.24. Okay, some not bad news. Panel Universal Display, 55.81 was the entry with a 250 stop, but we moved stops after an 80-cent gain was seen. You can see here 55.81, and it went as high as 56.67. It only had to go to 56.61 to move to break even. So after the reversal, it was stopped out break even, but it was not a loser. Omnivision, OVTI. This was a loser. It was a 34.09 entry with a 33.29 stop. That lost on the session. So that is done, stopped out, and moved on. WTI, this was a half size trade. It was a 27.23 entry with a 1-point stop, and it hit. So this one's gone too. This is a half of a unit trade. Going to wait for this one to digest a little bit, but I still think that this one has the potential to potentially continue to the upside. Just may need another session or 2 or 4 or whatever it is. That's why I stated it was a half a unit trade. Okay, so OVTI gone, PANL gone, WTI gone, and REDF is still going. ALXN, okay, ALXN did not trigger. Okay, it's still a valid entry here, down here at 96.63, and looking at same stops and the same half off and the same final target. That's Alexion Pharmaceuticals. So that one is still okay. Now, well, it didn't trigger yet, so it's still valid, rather. All right, 2 new ones. The first one is Union Pacific Corporation. Nice little doji after a big run. So we're going to be watching this one. I'm going to type in the information. I'll be right. Okay, so UNP, Union Pacific Corporation, 103.11 entry, 104.21 stop. Stops moved after a 50-cent gain. Half off plus 2, quarter off plus 3, quarter off plus 4. That's UNP. And then LFT. LFT had a just complete meltdown here. Went to as low as $16.70, and so far has had a declining volume, little dead rat bounce. It has the doji reversal candle here, so we're going to watch for continuation back down here. Now, here's the deal on this one. I'm waiting 1 day on this one, and here's why. The fact that we had the big reversal day today in the market, that to me says that we could get a little counter reaction here. So if this would have tagged the moving average, I'd be looking at this as actionable for Tuesday. But I'm going to give this one more session here, see if it can get a little bit more of a push higher or maybe form an inside day or something like that. So LFT is going to be non-actionable for Tuesday, but we're going to watch that and see if it sets up for Wednesday. That's it. Any questions, or if you need assistance with anything, please do not hesitate to contact me. My information for contact is at the beginning of the video. Have a great trading day on Tuesday. Don't forget, check the 9 a.m. update. I'm also going to put it on for the Forex video as well. Check the 9 a.m. update, and if there's no post by 9 a.m., then nothing's changed. Have a great trading day. Talk to everybody tomorrow.